Welcome to Sister Shakedown.
Come shake it down with us.
Today we have a very special guest. In fact, it is our very first female we've had on the Sister Shakedown. The one, the only, Kaleigh Brenner.
Hey everybody.
Kaleigh, would you like to give a short introduction on yourself?
Sure. My name's Kaleigh. I just finished my freshman year of college. I'm really excited to start year number 2 and some exciting productions as well.
Very exciting productions. Would you like to share what productions are next for you?
Yeah, sure. So I go to school with Jenna, and we are very excited. We're doing Grease and 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So
That is true. Kaleigh and I know each other in the real world.
Are you guys gonna pull me up for a spelling thing?
A spelling bee? Yeah, because did you see the version?
yeah, we should. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Spelling, so make sure to do me first.
Do you first? I figured I'd pull my dad up because
Oh my gosh.
everybody just like knows my dad.
Yeah.
Won't be able to
I'm a very terrible speller. So I don't know how it's gonna go because we have to sing our the words we spell. So I don't know. We'll see, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
It will be fun. It will be fun. So, I know you in the real world, but if you would like to share some of the clubs you're in, some of the things you've done in your life, your major, just a little bit about you.
Sure. So I'm an accounting major. Yeah, I like math. Yeah, I like math. I get that question a lot. But I'm in the honors program. I'm in Women in Business, Women's Leadership and Mentorship program. I'm a colonial ambassador, so I give tours. I'm also a tutor at school, so I'm very involved.
So, since you're so involved, have you ever faced a situation where you had to choose between an event you had to go to for one of your clubs, a musical rehearsal, an academic deadline, and how did you handle that?
Oh yeah, all the time. Because theater's like every day of the week, so I usually end up picking that because not that it's more important to me, but it involves a lot more work. Whereas some of the events are more like getting to know other people, some of that stuff, which I have done on my own time as well, trying to make up for that. But yeah, I just choose whatever I think will be harder to make up if I miss. So.
That's true. If you miss one rehearsal, you miss 7 pages of blocking.
Yeah. Yes, or an entire song that was choreographed that night. So
yeah, and then you're just trying to catch up, and that entire time for the rest of the show, it's just your worst song because you missed the day that you learned it.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you manage your time between all of the accounting coursework and then all of your extracurriculars?
So one of my biggest things is definitely finding time to do homework and stuff. Like if a class is somewhat boring and I already know what they're talking about, then I'll end up working on work. Or if I'm sitting at rehearsal and I'm not doing anything, I work ahead if I can, anytime I can. But yeah, I just find the best times to do it. And I also try and make time for myself because self-care is a very big thing too.
It's very important to take care of yourself. We all get so ahead of ourselves with our busy Google calendars, and we just don't have time for self-care anymore. So it's good to prioritize that.
I think that's another thing too, is making sure you know when things are due, when you have to be somewhere and stuff like that. I definitely think Google Calendar is one of my biggest helps there.
I think that's something we have in common. I love my Google Calendar. So back to the topic of theater. How did you first get involved with theater, and what initially drew you to it?
So I've always, from a very young age, loved to sing. Growing up in elementary school, we had a talent show every year, and I sang in it every year. And then that kind of went away in middle school. I did band instead. Not my favorite thing. I always preferred to sing. And then COVID hit. But right after COVID, my sophomore year of high school, they brought back the theater program. And I was like, oh, that's always something cool. I've always enjoyed. So why not try it out? And I've enjoyed it ever since. So.
Okay, so Tell us about your journey into accounting and what inspired you to pursue that in the first place.
So, like I said, I love math. Math was always my strongest subject in high school. It was my favorite subject in high school. I never really enjoyed science. I actually preferred physics over chemistry, and that to me is more applied math than actual science. Um, and I've never really enjoyed writing or history. So I knew something math related, and I had a couple jobs. I worked growing up, and I was a cashier, so I worked with money a lot. And I was like, well, let's combine the two, and that's what accounting came out to be. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah.
So, what lessons have you learned from theater that you've been able to take away and apply them to your professional life, basically, academic and professional life?
So one really big thing is stepping out of your comfort zone. Definitely like auditions is like a big thing, kind of like an interview, whereas rather you're not answering questions, you're singing, but getting up in front of people you don't know and doing that, it helps like with people talking and stuff like that. And then I also think like time management, like I said, because I do a lot on theater on top of everything else. So I think it helps me be a better time manager. Yeah.
How do you deal with the stressful audition process for theater?
I freak out a lot, honestly, but it really helps knowing people, and going through it at least once helps a lot. Doing a song you're comfortable with that you know you'll do good at, or you know well. So when you get up there and the nerves start happening, that it's all like in the back of your brain already, so you just go up and do it. You also have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable. So that's something I've always been a fan of, is trying something new, doing something different, and making myself uncomfortable. So I kind of enjoy that process, but definitely doing it more helps as well.
So that's how you handle your nerves with the audition process. How do you handle your nerves before going on stage?
I don't know that I get super nervous going on stage, because I'm doing it with all my friends. I enjoy doing it. And I know everybody else will enjoy watching me do it. And if you make a mistake, mistakes happen. Everybody makes a mistake. But I think practicing so much and knowing that I know it helps too. Like if I do end up freaking out or getting jitters or something, that I know it. And everybody's gonna encourage me anyway. So I think that helps too.
I know that the majority of the time when you make a mistake on stage, the audience has no idea, and then everyone backstage just kind of laughs about it. I know for Puffs, one of the funniest things was whenever I said 550 puffs or points from the Puffs instead of 5 points from the Puffs. The audience is going to be like, oh, she said the wrong point number. They're taking away from the Puffs. All of us backstage were like, 550 points. Wow, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, and I remember, I don't think it wasn't a show, it was during Tech Week. We were all supposed to say hi back to you as the teacher, and before you even said, oh, Puffs, I went, hi, and we just kind of giggled about it, tried not laughing, and then I remember the director told me, he goes, honestly, I kind of liked it, like, you were in character still, and sometimes if you're acting so much, you're in character, that it would just be something natural they would do too, so.
I remember that day because I remember whenever you did it, I was like, I know I have the next line. I was like, oh, and I just like held the O out longer. Like, oh, Puffs, and then everyone else said hi, and I was like, it is a very Leanne thing to do, though, to be very like,
yes,
you would be the one character that would say hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was funny. It's something I still laugh about. So just making the best of it, and yeah.
So with like your really busy schedule, how would you say you maintain your physical energy?
That's a big one. I make sure I get to bed when I need to get to bed. So obviously before midnight, but and I've always been the type of person that does a lot all the time. Like I'm somebody who, if I don't have anything to do, then I'll get tired. But if I have stuff to do, I'll just keep going and going. And then when I get home, I'll be like, wow, I'm actually tired. Like I didn't feel tired doing that all the time. But I feel like that's something I kind of grew with. Like I've always done it, so that's what I know to do. So yeah, I think I just kind of grew up doing that, so that's why I continue to do it.
So I know that I have a little bit more of insight into your life because I know you outside of this, but would you like to tell the listeners what sports you played in high school?
Yeah, I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I played volleyball, basketball, and track. I grew up playing softball. Up until the end of middle school, I played softball. I tried my hand at golf one summer. So I've always kind of enjoyed the sporting aspect, but I think I needed a break in college, so theater's kind of my thing now, full-time thing, but yeah.
Do you think you would ever go back to any of those sports, like recreationally?
I don't know that I would play a club sport. I really enjoy, we have sand courts at our university, and I go out there and play all the time. And I always get like an itch to go play basketball up at the rec center. And so I find ways to keep it in my life, not necessarily like the biggest thing anymore, which I kind of enjoy. It's just for fun.
How do you continue to stay organized through college?
Like I said, I keep track of a lot of my tasks and events and stuff through Google Calendar. I've always been the type of person that my brain just remembers things for no reason. So like I'll randomly remember, oh, I have this event. But really staying ahead too, I think helps. I like to try and stay ahead as much as I can, or if I get something, I do it right away. Because if I don't do it right away, I'll end up procrastinating and then it'll be a last minute thing. So I like to try and stay ahead.
I'm the same way with wanting to be ahead because you never know what's going to happen. You're never going to want to do it. It's might as well just get it out of the way because you're not going to wake up and be like, I really want to do that assignment.
Yeah.
And then if you already have it done and then something comes up like, oh, hey, you want to go do this? Or hey, there's this happening right now. And then it's like, oh, I don't have anything else to do, so why not?
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, I got to do homework. Yeah.
Because, like if you wait till the day that it's due, and typically assignments are due at 11:59, and we get out of rehearsal like 9 o'clock, 9:30, by the time everyone's done eating, it could be 10 o'clock at night. And then if someone's like, oh, like, let's go to Sheets. Well, if you have an assignment due, you probably shouldn't go to Sheets. But if you don't, you might be able to have a little bit of fun in there.
Yes. Yeah.
With such a busy schedule in life, it's important to find times to schedule to do things for fun.
Yes, I agree.
What advice would you give to someone who is struggling to balance everything?
I would say take a look at your schedule. See if there's anything you're not feeling like you're 100% about. Like for me, that was sports. Like by the end of my senior year, I was like, that's not really something I see fitting into my schedule anymore, getting into higher up classes and all these clubs and theater. So that was something I made the choice to not necessarily cut completely out of my life, but kind of get rid of the stress over that. And definitely know yourself, because you know yourself better than anybody else. And I know personally I can handle like doing a lot of things at once. Some people can't. And they're like, they can only focus on one thing at a time. So I definitely recommend like getting involved is a big thing, but not getting as involved if you don't think you can handle it. And learning to say no helps too. I'm bad at that. So I've been trying to get better at learning to say no or saying maybe next time.
That's a really good thing because I think that I personally struggle with that. Like they'll be like, oh, like, can you also work this shift? Can you also show up to this event? Can you also join this club? And I'm like always like, I mean, I guess I can. Like, it's just weighing the pros and cons of what you're giving up when you do it. And then you're just so busy that you don't have time to breathe or eat anymore.
Yeah, and then making sure you get something out of it. Like I said, like I wasn't getting anything out of sports anymore, so I decided to try my hand at something else and see what I could get out of that instead. Yeah.
No means no.
That's right. No is a sentence.
How would you say you handle stress when you are having busy times, you have finals, you're also performing, just all of it?
Like I said, I make sure I have time for me, whether that's hanging out with friends or getting some extra sleep or watching my favorite show. Um, it's just making sure you save time for yourself, time for your brain to relax, your body to relax, making sure you're having fun while you're doing everything else.
What's your favorite show?
What's my favorite show? Oh no. I watch a lot of shows actually. One of my top favorites right now is The Rookie. It's a big up and coming show. I was really upset they didn't air an episode. Well, the week we're recording this, they didn't air one this week. I tried to get on today and watch it. I was like about to cry. I was like, oh no. Yeah.
Why isn't there an episode this week?
I don't know. I guess they were just taking a break this week, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. I was in the tour guiding office with Ella because we're working together over the summer, and she was talking about The Rookie too. So I've definitely heard it's a thing right now.
I've watched it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing a new season right now. I'm very excited. But yeah, I try my hand at everything. I'm a big action person. I've watched The Flash and The Arrow and Supergirl. The Arrow was definitely my favorite out of the three. But yeah, whatever anybody recommends, I'll try.
I'll recommend something.
She's gonna recommend something.
How I Met Your Mother.
Cooper actually made me start watching it. I'm a couple episodes in.
We should have brought How I Met Your Mother to Cooper. Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, you should have brought it up.
It's her absolute all-time favorite show, and I completely just forgot to bring it up during the thing with Cooper. But we brought it up with you. Watch How I Met Your Mother.
Watch How I Met Your Mother. And then after, watch How I Met Your Father.
Okay.
Did it disconnect for a second? Did you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, How I Met Your Mother, How I Met Your Father. You got to watch it in order. Really get the effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a couple episodes into How I Met Your Mother, so I'll have to keep watching.
Who's your favorite person on it?
I really like the news reporter. Oh, I'm blanking on her name right now.
Robin.
Yes, I like her. She's very funny. I also like oh my gosh, I'm blanking on their names. It's been a couple weeks since I've watched it. The one that just kind of goes around and dates all the girls.
Barney.
Yes, Barney. I like him too. He's pretty funny. Yeah.
What are your top songs you're listening to this summer? What's been on the playlist, Kaleigh?
I'm not gonna lie, Grease and Putnam County Spelling Bee have been big on my list this summer.
Me too.
Not really anything else. Maybe some country here or there, but I haven't really been out and about yet to listen to any music. So,
Kaleigh and I have this app called Airbuds, and it shows each other what songs we've been listening. And I was at work today, and my phone buzzed saying, "You and Kaleigh are tune twins. See what songs are matching." It was songs from Grease, and apparently we have a high compatibility score on Airbuds because we're listening to the same music. So
that's funny.
So if you guys ever are curious what songs your friends are listening to, download Airbuds. It's very interesting. I made her get it too. She's on the Airbuds. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? I love breakfast and I love dessert. Um, I'm big into brownies right now for dessert. And breakfast, I've got to say, bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. It's been one of my favorites.
Reliable.
It's just good.
It's just, you know what it's gonna be. You know it's gonna be the bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. You know it tastes. You know the feeling.
Oh my god, I'm hungry now.
Kind of late. Anyways, what role or performance has been your favorite and why?
I was just thinking about this earlier today, actually. I really enjoyed like I said, at my sophomore year was my first ever musical. I was a silly girl in Beauty and the Beast and a napkin. I really enjoyed that. That kind of actually got me out of my comfort zone, but I feel like it prepared me. Like, I was Miss Mayor Seussical a couple years later, so I was like, oh, that really prepared me for being like the dotting little wife or whatever. But I really enjoyed being a silly girl. But I also really enjoyed Puff's being Leanne. I think that was a fun character to explore. And I've been told it was very different from my personality in real life, but so that was fun.
You definitely shocked a lot of people with that role. I think whenever the cast list came out, people were like, oh, like, we'll see how that goes. Like, that's because, to be fair, they've never seen you act because we've just done 2 musicals and we were more ensemble-based characters in those shows. So no one's ever seen like your character acting side before. And I just remember like the first time like our old director was in the audience, or the first time Michaela came in to film social media, and we get to that part, we're like, guys, why are you at my slumber party? Everyone was like, who is this? Like, where's this energy coming from? It's so fun. But now I think people like know that you can play those types of characters, and they're considering you a threat for Grease Girl.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that because, like I said, the other 2 roles I played were more like the dotting woman of whatever the musical was. But yeah, Leanne was fun to explore because she really didn't care. So I kind of got to do whatever I wanted, and nobody could do anything about it, or they'd just look at me funny. But that was my character, so it was fun.
I said that you were my favorite in that, so.
I know Jenna told me. I was so excited. I was glad you enjoyed it.
I know she sent me a like breakdown of each person and like where they were ranking wise, and she was like, Kayleigh's my favorite, and it was just like the first thing, and I was like, okay, good for Kaleigh.
Because I feel like I'm just like that character, so it was just funny.
She thinks in the real world she's Leanne. She sees herself in Leanne.
An idiot.
You're not an idiot. You're welcome.
So sweet.
I know. Oh, she is definitely a puff, though. If we are putting her in a house, she's a puff.
Oh,
yeah, I can see her being a puff. You, both of you, actually, I can see you being puffs.
You think I'm a puff? Maybe.
Yeah, you definitely fit. You're always there for anybody if they need it. Or you're like, oh, hey, what's up?
Is that your best Jenna impression?
Actually, yeah, you say what's up a lot. I feel like anytime
What's
I see
up,
you.
Guys? I can't do it with Camden though, because if I say what's up, he says the ceiling, and I'm like, all right.
That's what I always say too. The sky.
He's like, oh, the ceiling. Like, yeah, I know.
Boring.
I know. I just want to know what's up.
Nothing.
Yep.
Okay. What experience have you had in accounting, and what did you learn from them?
Actually, last spring I was. It's called the VITA program. I was involved in volunteer income tax service for low income families. That was pretty interesting. I met a lot of different people. I kind of not like they would talk to me, and I kind of got a view into their life. So it was interesting to hear like all these different experiences because it ranged whoever came in. Like we just had like a recent college graduate from RMU. And then we had like older couples who like obviously have been through their share of life. So it was kind of interesting what they all had to say to me and their life experiences that they like to share. That's something I really enjoyed. That's also why I kind of picked accounting, because it's like in the field where you get to meet new people and hear about their experiences.
Would you say that's the most rewarding part of your accounting experience so far?
Yeah, helping people I've always enjoyed doing. So I was very excited when I saw that I could do that and help people in need with my brain, I guess.
Yeah. This is off topic, but have you watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I'm not.
You seriously have you not seen it?
No. I feel like I've heard of it
Yes.
before, but
Oh my god, it's so good.
is it a movie or a show?
It's a show.
On Netflix?
I think it's Hulu.
I think it's on Hulu.
Okay, I'll have to add it to my list.
That was very off topic,
So
but you're being all inspirational. It's just like, did you watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I was thinking of Swig, the drink place in Utah. I want to go to Swig.
We've never been to Utah.
Neither have I, so.
A lot of people went to Utah before.
Utah's a very random place we've never been. But have you?
Girls
Do you
trip.
have any place you've ever traveled?
Do you have any? I've never been out of the country, but I've been out to Iowa. I know, random state.
Iowa.
Yeah, random state, but
That is right.
yeah, and Ohio, New York, maybe once or twice. Not really
Yeah.
anywhere exciting, but
Do you know the 50 Nifty United States song?
I don't. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know it word for word. So
I don't.
It's Alabama,
Well, I was gonna play it.
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas,
Maybe we don't need to.
Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey. I don't know what's after that. New Jersey,
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada. This move's way too slow. That was a whole minute and 25 seconds. They need a rap version where they're like, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado. No, that'd be better.
whoa,
You gotta like Hamilton rap it out.
that's funny. Jamisyn, I have to ask: is that one of the songs you're working on singing?
yes. Alabama.
She hit that note. She didn't do her vocal warm-ups yet, so it's
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
What I was doing is weird, like that's not helping me say anything.
Kaleigh, what's your favorite vocal warm-up?
Oh gosh, the lip trills are fun, but then after like a certain point, I can't do them anymore, either because I start laughing or because my mouth like stops working after a while.
My nose tickles, like right around my nose. Like
Yes.
I'm like
Oh, have you ever done "Mommy Made Me Mash My M&Ms"? Oh my!
that's what Cooper
Yeah, that's
said
what
was
Cooper
his
just
favorite.
said.
So that's
Oh,
like
of
some
course he
telepathy
did.
between the two of you.
I think it's funny. The words are funny.
He said that he switches it though. He says that he says someone else's name instead of mommy. So he'd be like, Kaleigh made me mash my M&Ms would be the vocal warm up.
Well, that doesn't fit. It's all M's.
Yeah, it's like the Oh my goodness. Kaleigh, what's your dream role?
Oh gosh, I wouldn't even know. I'm don't know enough musicals to know what my dream role would be, but my favorite show is probably Beauty and the Beast still. So maybe Belle, but
You
yeah,
look
I'm.
Belle.
Oh, thanks.
You just have the Belle personality. I'm manifesting for you. You're gonna be Belle one day.
Belle.
I really want to do Beauty and the Beast at RMU, but Cooper doesn't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen. No, it probably won't. But if it did, that'd be wonderful.
It would be fun.
Should do Teen Beach Movie.
Me and Kaleigh saw the real Ross Lynch.
We did see the real Ross Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
You should if you ever get Cooper back on here, you should ask him to do the dance for Cruisin' for a Bruisin'.
Come on, run, run, run. There we go. I know that. We just ride all day. You're not gonna live any other way. The hold that movie had over me as a kid. Like, I think I watched it every day for like years.
Me too.
I shouldn't know I was a theater kid after watching that movie religiously.
Yes. Yep.
Do you see yourself continuing theater in some capacity after college?
I hope so. I also think it depends on where where I live after college. Because if I move back up here, there's not really many places to volunteer and do theater. I think there's one maybe 45 minutes from me. So like it kind of depends on how busy I am and like if I have the means to get there and stuff like that. But I would hope to. I really enjoy it. If not theater in general, maybe just singing or dancing. But I hope to. And I hope to come back to RMU and watch a lot of shows. I've already come back to my high school and watched their production this year. So I just enjoy watching people too.
There's talk of having alumni summer shows at RMU. So I mean, worst case, you can maybe get to RMU to do the alumni shows.
True. That would be very exciting.
We get to share the stage again.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, Kaleigh and I have played a lesbian couple in 2 shows.
You're right.
We didn't play a lesbian couple in the 3rd show, but she still went up to me and she was like, Hannah, you're no longer awkward and weird. So still had a moment.
Okay.
We did.
Can you share one of your favorite memories in theater?
Definitely some of the more recent ones, being like some of the cast parties. Some of the random things that happen backstage are funny. During my Beauty and the Beast production in high school, the Beast went to sit on the chair like a beast, you know, with his like sitting on his feet in this big armchair, and he ripped his pants. And we were all sitting in the audience in the auditorium, and obviously like it was straight down the middle, like right at eyesight. So that was something pretty funny. And something else from Beauty and the Beast was they were recording like the pre-show announcements right next door to the auditorium, so we had to be quiet. And they were running the beginning scene with the Enchantress and the Prince. And our Beast was a character in real life, and he for some reason decided to like moan all of his lines or like all of his actions instead of saying anything legit. So that was pretty funny. And then when he ran off stage up onto, we had like a very high platform. When he ran up there to change into the Beast, he actually broke a step. And because we weren't allowed to laugh, it was actually really funny. There's a video of it somewhere. But yeah, I have very fond memories from theater.
That's good. What's been your favorite class that you've taken in college?
I don't know. It's tough for me because I feel like I either like the content and the professor's just kind of or the professor's awesome and the content's kind of boring. I really liked the content in my managerial accounting class. I know, boring. In high school, I took a sports nutrition class. That one was fun. I also got to take that one with my sister, so it was interesting to learn since I was in sports, like all the sports medicine and stuff. But
managerial accounting. Class that like 75% of business majors fail or have to drop out of it and restart it. And oh boy, managerial accounting. You saying that it was your favorite class is going to be very controversial to some.
See, I didn't like my professor, but I really enjoyed the content. I also kind of taught it to myself, so I feel like I knew it better, like in my own head. But yeah, and that's kind of what I want to do anyway. So that kind of makes sense why I'd enjoy doing that. But
yeah. Honestly, I was so scared to take the class in general, just because like every single person older than me was like, "Oh my gosh, I failed. I withdrew. It's so hard." And like I put it off for like 2 years. I just took it last semester, at the same time as you, and it wasn't as bad as everyone made it sound. But I wouldn't want to do that forever. So I mean, power to you.
Yeah, you had a different professor than I did. I heard your professor was better. Yeah,
my professor canceled to be in the room.
Yeah, my professor did not. He curves his tests, so basically all the tests I got C's on were A's because he curved it so much. But yeah.
If you could have a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Oh gosh. I didn't think this question would come up. I was listening to one of your other podcasts and I heard it come up and I was like, oh wow, that's an interesting question. But you did a pretty good job of getting his. So what do you think? Oh,
Kaleigh. Kaleigh. Kaleigh.
That is a interesting spelling.
Yeah, what is that spelling? Also, now
that's not
Cooper,
Kaleigh Brenner spelling.
Cooper is going to be singing that to me nonstop now. So thank you, I appreciate it.
He's gonna make it his alarm, so he wakes up in the morning just
not
listening to the Kaleigh song. He's gonna have to re-record it though, so it's spelt correctly. So it's gonna have to be his voice with.
That's the song he's gonna write me, isn't it?
Oh my gosh! We just gave him a hint. Oh no, that's funny though. That's wonderful.
You're gonna be a part of his music video then.
Yeah, he's making a music video for you.
Oh boy.
This is really
it's gonna be beautiful production.
Yes. Well, since Cooper was writing a song about you, have you ever thought about writing your own song? Writing your own song, English?
I was probably not writing my own song. I've thought about because in honors we have to do like a thesis project. I have thought about doing maybe a musical or a play. I think that would be fun.
And then like actually like do it and like you can like submit a video of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
I know.
Writing your own like play musical. I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, we should. I will be in it.
Me too. I'll be the singer.
Yeah.
It's your debut. It'll be your debut show.
Oh my goodness. That'd be cool though to have on your resume too. You basically
that's actually cool.
Yeah. That's a really cool honor.
And then what if it becomes like really famous and then it's like Grease?
It's like Grease, but it's not Grease.
Wow.
You wrote it.
I don't know about Grease level, but yeah, I'm still thinking about it. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of been on my brain the last couple months.
Yeah.
Kaleigh Brenner, the director.
Oh my god.
Have you ever thought about quitting theater? If so, what made you decide to stay?
Quitting theater. I would say actually yes. I know you and I have kind of talked about this one-on-one, but it's hard sometimes, especially this year. Not the actor's fault, but the 2 musicals that we did, it was the same for main actors for both shows, same love interests and everything. And it's not their fault, but it just makes it hard. It's kind of like makes me lose confidence almost. But I stayed in it, and we did pass, and that was very confidence boosting. So it's kind of like I stay in it for the people and for my own enjoyment. Like I've always enjoyed doing theater, and most of my other involvements are more academic, and theater is really my only kind of non-academic interest. So I've kind of thought about it like that. But yeah, I don't know what I would do if I didn't see all of you every day. So
we're such a joy to be around. What is some good advice that you've received in your life that you carry with you every day?
Definitely. Oh my gosh, I got this fortune cookie once, and I actually like put it in my phone case. It was something along the lines of find happiness in the journey and not just the ending. So like, yeah, you're going to college to get your bachelor's or your master's or whatever you're going for, but make sure you find joy while you're there for 4 or 5 years or however long you're there. Find something that makes you happy. Find something you enjoy going to every day, because classes can get a little long and boring, especially if you're not going out, not hanging out with friends, staying in your dorm all the time. So I'd say make sure you find some happiness and try and stay as optimistic as you can, because if you're negative all the time, then one, that's not something that everybody really enjoys, talking to somebody who's negative all the time. And eventually you're just kind of going to get depressed. So find happiness and stay optimistic, even in the hardest of times, because there's always sun at the end of a thunderstorm.
That was beautiful.
Wow. Let's get into TikTok audio too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Cooper started talking about like the beautiful little moments of life or something, and she started cracking up laughing. Like she was like, ha ha ha! She's laughing at me, and we were like that sounds like a TikTok sound. We're like, oh, like he was just life moves pretty fast. You don't look at one around once in a while.
Beautiful life.
I missed it. Like it was something inspirational. And we were just like, she started laughing because it got like too serious.
I just got really serious. I can't take serious.
See, you can't take him. You can't take him seriously ever. Like you always have to laugh at him. So.
Exactly. So yeah, that was really good. So we would like to thank you for being on our podcast today. It was a wonderful time having you. We just had a great time, and we had a great time. And I can probably hear this accent. I know you can too. For the first female on the Sister Shakedown.
You're the first female.
You will
I feel
always
very
have
honored.
the woman on the other side of our Google Meet right now. We're very thankful to have you. We'll always be welcome to having you again in the future. So do you have any last words for the people?
Just go for it. That's all I'm gonna say. But thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for shaking it down with us.